Page 46. Linda gives her cat 1/3 of. Anytime I see a 1/3, any fraction, and the word of stuck together, that is very likely multiplying. So learn to look for that one. It'll help you. 1/3 of a can of food for dinner. The cat eats 3/5 of its dinner. How much of the can does the cat eat? So let's think about this. We know that the cat gets 1/3 of the can. And we know that the cat only eats 3/5 of that 1/3. So this is multiplying. Because of that word of, it's telling me that I need to multiply. You can cancel this way. 3 into 3 is 1, 3 into 3 is 1, and then you have some pretty basic multiplication to do. The cat eats 1/5 of the can, and that is B as in Bravo. Rick has 21 fish in a tank. He moves 2/7 of. There's a fraction stuck to the word of. That's multiplying. 2/3 of the fish to a new tank. How many fish does Rick move to the new tank? So he's moving 2/7 of the fish he has. And we know that he has 21 fish. So 2/7 times 21 over 1. You can cancel. 7 into itself is 1, and into 21 is 3. And that gives us 6 over 1, or C as in Charlie, 6 fish. Dean's gas tank holds 15 gallons of gas. The tank is 2/3 full. How many gallons of gas are in the tank? So we know that 2/5 of the tank is filled. We know that the tank holds 15 gallons. And we can cancel. 5 into itself and 5 into 15. We get 6 over 1, or 6 gallons. A as in Alpha. Nick runs for 70.5 yards in each football game he plays. How many yards does Nick run in 5 games? So we have 70.5. You could also do this as a decimal, but they want me to do it as a fraction. So I'll say 2 times 70 is 140, plus 1 is 141 over 2. And I'm going to put a 1 underneath that 5. Top times top, bottom times bottom. So 141 times 5. Let me change colors and we'll work it. If you can do it in your head, that's fine. If you need to write it down, that's also fine. So that would be 705. And then I need to divide 705 by 2. And that'll be 3, 5, 2, remainder 1. So 352.5 is C. Again, you could work that as a decimal if you wanted to. Amy has 1/4 of a bottle of sunscreen. She puts an equal amount of sunscreen on 6 children. How much of the bottle does Amy use on each child? So this time I need to look at the question for my keyword, and it's each. This is division. We're taking that fourth of a bottle and we're dividing it 6 ways. So let me put a 1 there, and then we need to flip the fraction that follows. Then multiply to get 1/24 of that bottle here. And let me just see if I can make this help a little bit. Let's take a picture of a sunscreen bottle. Let's divide it into 4 equal parts. So Amy is going to take this fourth of the bottle and split that 6 ways. And we're being asked to find what fraction of the whole bottle that would be. Sometimes drawing a model can really, really help you if you're having trouble understanding what you need to do. Wendy needs to weed half of her garden. So let's take Wendy's garden and cut it into halves, 2 halves. She's only going to weed half of it. She plans to weed each day for a week. How much of the garden does Wendy need to weed each day? So we're going to assume that she's going to weed on the weekends because they didn't tell me otherwise. So that's 7 days. And we want to know what one of those sections is. This is 1 day's worth of weeding. So what have I done to my model? I have taken 1/2 and I have divided it into 7 equal parts. Here's a clue. Each day. So 1/2 times 1/7 would be 1/14 of the garden that she will weed each day. And I like to see units. This one would be of the bottle. Number 16. Nicole has 12 cups of laundry detergent, and she needs 1/4 of a cup for 1 load of laundry. How many loads of laundry can Nicole wash? So she's going to take her detergent, and she's going to divide it into 1/4 cup increments. She has 12 cups of detergent. We're dividing that into 1/4 of a cup. So 12/1 times 4/1 is 48/1, or 48 loads of laundry. So essentially on this one, let's look at a cup. And I know she has 12 of these. She's going to take 1 cup and she's going to divide it into 1/4 cups for 1 load. And we have 12 of these. I'm not going to copy them all, but let me just show you so that you get an idea if I did copy them all, or maybe I will copy them all if I can shortcut it. So here are 4 of them. These are each a cup. Let me try this. I may be making a mistake, but we'll see. Okay, there are 8 cups, 12 cups, And she wants to know how many loads she can do if this is one load. How many of these are there in this amount of detergent? And you could count those to get 48 if you were so inclined. Number 17. Kevin has 6 cups of batter. So let's let this be a cup. And he needs 1/3 of a cup for 1 muffin. So he's going to take those cups and he's going to cut them into thirds. And he needs to do that to all 6 cups. I'll draw the rest of it in just a minute. So he's taking that 6 cups and he's dividing it up into thirds. And we want to know how many muffins he can make. And I like 18 muffins because each muffin requires this much of that batter. And if you do this 6 times, there's 3 cups, 4 cups, 5 cups, 6 cups. And if you need to scaffold this problem like that to get it right, draw the picture. It's better to take the time and draw it and get the question right. Sarah has 7/10 cup of peanut butter. She uses 1/8 cup of peanut butter on her toast every morning. How many servings of peanut butter toast can Sarah make? So we're going to take that 7/10 cup and we're going to divide it into 1/8 increments. So 7/10 times 8/1, and you can cancel once you get multiplying in there by 2's. And that leaves me with 28/5. 5 into 28 goes 5 times, with 3 left and 5 on the bottom. So she can get 5 3/5 servings out of that 7/10 jar of peanut butter. During the lunch rush, Tony makes 180 sandwiches in 45 minutes. How many sandwiches does Tony make per minute? That is a division word, and you can simply do it this way. Um, 45 goes into 90 twice, so it would go into 180 4 times with none left. So I like A as in alpha. You could also set up a proportion here if you didn't know that you need to to divide. You would have 180 sandwiches in 45 minutes, and you want to know the unit rate. You want to know how many sandwiches in 1 minute. So you would multiply and then divide by 45, the number that's not in the peanut. And that would still give you 4 sandwiches. Either way will get you there. Which 2 expressions yield a product that is greater than 1? Product means multiply. So 4 times 5 is 20. 15 times 6 is 90. And that is less than 1. So that's not it. 3/10 times, gotta get a improper there. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8/3. And that would be 24/30. that is still less than 1. 2/9 times 12 plus 3 is 15/4, and that's going to be 30 over 36, still less than 1. 2 times 7 is 14, with an 8 on the bottom. 8 into 14 is 1 time with 6 left over. That's greater than 1. So that's one of them. 4 times 2 is 8 over 6. It's improper, so that's greater than 1. 6 into 8 is 1 time with 2 left, greater than 1. And then 10 times 1 is 10. 12 on the bottom, that is less than 1. So for this one, I like Delta and Echo as my choices.